All right, we are going to talk about conversions today. So, the first thing I want to say is conversions are the opposite of normal math rules, as in to get from a bigger to a smaller unit, you need to multiply, and to get from a smaller to bigger unit, you need to divide. Typically, with whole numbers, multiplying yields bigger numbers, and dividing yields smaller numbers. So remember, it is the opposite of what you would think. So, this is basically the most important thing about converting. If you memorize this and you know how to multiply and divide, you can convert anything as long as you know the conversion rate. But this is the most important thing. From a bigger to a smaller unit, you have to multiply. From a smaller to a bigger unit, you have to divide. So here's an example. We all know 1 foot is 12 inches, right? Think about a ruler. So 3 feet equals 36 inches. Okay, so 3 is the amount of feet times 12, the amount of inches in a foot, equals 36. Because from feet to inches, we're going from a bigger unit to a smaller unit, and that means that we have to multiply. 3 times 12. 48 inches equals 4 feet. So now we're going from a smaller unit, inches, to feet, which is a bigger unit. So smaller to bigger, we have to divide, right? So 48, which is the amount of inches, divided by 12, which is the amount of inches in each foot. So all you're multiplying or dividing by is in this case 12, or what in any other case it's what one of the bigger units is equal to in the smaller units. So for feet it's 12 inches, right? And this is just to emphasize what I was saying before. Any conversion problem can be done with memorizing bigger to smaller units as multiply, smaller to bigger units as divide, and knowing how to multiply or divide. You always divide or multiply by the number of smaller units that equals one bigger unit. For feet to inches, you divide or multiply by 12 because 1 foot equals 12 inches. For gallons to quarts, you divide or multiply by 4 because 4 quarts equals 1 gallon. For kilometers to meters, you divide or multiply by 1,000 because 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters, etc. Okay? So, in North Carolina, for all of the questions that I've been seeing, they actually give you the conversion rates. So you don't even have to memorize the conversion rates. You just need to know what to do with once you have the conversion rate. Okay? So it doesn't matter if you are converting distance, meters to kilometers, or feet to miles, mass or weight, so grams to kilograms, or liquids, right? Gallons to pints, milliliter, I think I spelled that wrong, but milliliter to liter. Okay, so yeah, it doesn't matter what you're converting. I will mention that time is slightly different, so I'll cover time in a different video, just because it's a little different because there's only 60 minutes in an hour. So, I mean, if you're just doing hours to minutes, it's pretty much the same. But figuring out elapsed time and things like that is a little different. But to go over this again, just to emphasize it over and over and over again, I cannot stress this enough. As long as you know bigger to smaller units is multiply, smaller to bigger units is divide, and you know how to multiply or divide, you can convert. That is all it takes. So that's it. That is the only thing you need to figure out. So let's just go through some examples. Okay? So I put the conversion rates up here. 1 foot equals 12 inches. 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters. 1 gallon equals 8 pints. 1 pound equals 16 ounces.